Please stand for the entrance of the Oklahoma State University spring and summer degree candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences. gentlemen, please remain standing for the entrance of the platform party.
I just don't know if I can handle it. Please join me in thanking the OSU Pipes and Drums, led by Pipe Major William Teacher. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Vern Sargis, President of Oklahoma State University, and I would like to welcome you to OSU's 135th commencement. Please remain standing and join in the singing of our national anthem, to be led by Grant Harper, a music education major, accompanied by the OSU Brass Quintet, and will be followed by our state song.
Stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, for the one that we watched was so bright. Oklahoma, where the wind comes sweeping down the plain, and the waving wheat, it sure smells sweet when the wind comes right behind the rain. Oh, Oklahoma, every night, my honey lamb and I sit alone and talk and watch the hawk making lazy circles in the sky. We know we belong to the land, and the land we belong to is grand. So when we say, yeah, hey, we're only singing, you're doing fine, Oklahoma, Oklahoma, O-K-L-A-H-O-M-A, Oklahoma.
Okay. Thanks, Grant. Please be seated. Great job, Grant. I'd like to recognize first the OSU Emeriti Association, who greeted you when you entered and presented you with our programs. These are retired faculty of Oklahoma State, and I want to thank them for their continued service. Let's thank them now. We are pleased to have with us today a member of the Oklahoma State Regents for Higher Education, a former regent of the OSU Regents, Jay Helm from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Jay, thanks for coming. It's also my pleasure to introduce the members of the OSU A&M Board of Regents who are with us today, and I'd invite them to stand as I call their names, and we'll applaud them as a group. First, from Stillwater, our chair, Lou Watkins. Doug. From Norman is Doug. From Edmond, Gerald Callahan. From Guthrie, Rick Davis. From Elk City, Joe Hall. And from Findlay, Oklahoma, Tucker Link. Is Doug Burns here? Doug Burns? Okay. At this time, I would also like to introduce members of the OSU administration who are with us today, and I invite them to stand as I call their names, and we'll also applaud them as a group. First, our Senior Vice President and General Counsel, Gary Clark. Our Vice President of Institutional Diversity, Jason Kirksey. Vice President of Research, Kenneth Sewell. Our Vice Provost, Pam Fry. The Dean of the Honors College, Keith Garbett, and the Dean of Libraries, Sheila Grant Johnson. Thank you all for being with us today. I'd now like to ask our OSU Board Chair, Lou Watkins, to bring greetings to our degree candidates. She will be followed by our Faculty Council Chair, Dr. Carol Jones, and the immediate past President of the Student Government Association, Dylan Johnson. Regent Watkins.
Thank you, President Hargis. Good afternoon and welcome, everyone, especially those of you who are graduating today. On behalf of the Board of Regents, I heartily congratulate this class of 2017. This is an Orange Letter Day, and we join you and your families in celebrating this. It's such a pleasure today to have the opportunity of hearing Dr. Bob Blackburn, the Executive Director of the Oklahoma Historical Society, as our speaker. He graduated from OSU with a master's and doctorate degrees in history, and he has applied that knowledge and his passion into a lifelong career that has benefited many, many people. In addition to authoring many history books, he also turned the Oklahoma History Center into a reality. He's been a great servant to the people of Oklahoma, and I understand he has a wonderful niece graduating with you today. Dr. Blackburn, thank you for being here today, and we look forward to hearing from you. For many of us, our time at OSU has had a huge role, not just in the development of our careers, but in our personal lives. So to all of you, and particularly the staff, the administration, and particularly the faculty, we thank you for a job well done. To the graduates, you now represent America's brightest orange, and I hope that you'll remember these three things from your board. Join the Alumni Association if you haven't already done so you can stay connected. Please come back often. Secondly, start a scholarship fund as soon as you can with the OSU Foundation. You won't believe how quickly you can endow an opportunity forever and ever for somebody else. And thirdly, regardless of your degree, each of us today is wearing the same triangle on the medallion around our necks. This triangle symbolizes the degree you have from a land-grant college, with an added mission, because it is a land-grant college. More than just the accumulation of knowledge, more than the research and the discovery of new knowledge. The land-grant degree includes a commitment to a life of service in which you intentionally use your knowledge and your talents to create a better world. So I pray that that mission of service is prominent in your years ahead. We're proud of you. On behalf of the Board of Regents, congratulations, come back often, and best wishes to you. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. On behalf of your Oklahoma State faculty, it's a pleasure to welcome family and friends to our campus, and it's an honor to really a big honor to congratulate you graduates today. What a special day this is for you and for the people who have gone through this journey with you. We sincerely thank you for allowing us to be a part of your story here at Oklahoma State. Families, thank you for sharing your graduate with us. It's an extreme pleasure to serve this state of Oklahoma by walking alongside your students as they prepare for their careers and futures. As you come into Stillwater from the west on Highway 51, there's a sign that says, "Where Oklahoma Began." I'd like to change those words a little bit today to say, "Oklahoma State University, where your story began." Your story includes all of the friends you've made, all the new experiences you've had, the knowledge you've gained, and the dreams you've dreamt. And your story certainly doesn't end here today. You will go places and do things which we've never even dreamt. And how exciting that is. Know that you've left a mark on this campus, every one of you. A little bit of you stays here with your campus. And hopefully a little bit of each of us goes with you as your professors, your advisors, your mentors. We go with you as you continue your story along your way. We'd love to know what you do when you leave this campus. Please be sure to keep in touch with us, and when you come back to Stillwater with friends and family, and definitely that next generation of little cowboys and cowgirls to show them where your story started, look us up. The pride we feel as you go forth is not small, and we want to celebrate your story with you. Now, tomorrow is Mother's Day. If you got your cards bought, and the presents, and the flowers, you still got a few hours, grads. Got to take care of that. As a cowboy mom myself, I can't think of a better Mother's Day present than to have your child walk across this stage with a college degree from Oklahoma State University. Yeah. I don't know about you moms out there, but I know when I saw my graduate come across this stage, it made me feel like someplace along the way I did a little something right. Graduates, whether you're able to hug your mom tomorrow or not, please know that she's out there and she is very, very proud of you, and so are we. Celebrate your success today with your family and friends. Travel safely as you head to your next place in your story. And always, wherever you go, remember that you have a cowboy nation out there that loves you, that cares for you, and wants nothing but the very best for you. Today, tomorrow, and always stay strong and carry a little bit more pride when you raise those pistols high and say, "Go Pokes!"
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, students, faculty, staff, administration, family, and friends. Thank you all for being here on this special day, and I'm very honored to be up here speaking to you all. There's no doubt that college is a time of great change. I've seen an incredible amount of growth in myself and those around me, including many friends in this room right now. Our time at OSU has shaped our priorities, our values, and the way we see the world. But this has also been a time of great change in the world around us. I never really thought about this until I was walking around campus late one night several weeks ago. With the new buildings coming up and the old buildings going down, there's parts of this campus that we as freshmen wouldn't have recognized. Stillwater has changed too. We saw a store on Washington Street. It was a hot dog place, became a donut shop, and now a Mexican restaurant just in 3 short years. And also the airport, there was a small regional airport on the edge of town. Now you can go there and get anywhere in the world. And finally, whenever we started our freshman year, there were no chicken strip restaurants in Stillwater, and now we're about to have 3. Yeah, it's really unfortunate that Kane decided to come after we leave, but I'll get over it. In no area have we seen greater change than the makeup of the people around us. New professors have joined OSU, and old favorites have left. When we were the youngest students on campus and started our freshman year, we really didn't know anybody. As the years went on, we drew close to not only those in our class, but those in the classes above us and directly below us. Now that we are on our way out and there are 3 whole classes below us, I find that I recognize fewer and fewer faces on campus. And once again, things are becoming unfamiliar. At first, these realizations made me sad, looking back. It was disappointing to me that no other class will experience what we have in the way that we've experienced it. But the more I thought about it, the more I realized this is what makes this place special and this time of our lives special. These 4 years have been ours. No class before has had an Oklahoma State experience like ours, and no class that comes after will either. We made it through this together, and we'll be able to carry these unique memories with us long after we walk across this stage. However, we'll always share a common bond with those that came before us, those that follow us, and all the alumni and graduates in this room, and that's these degrees we're about to receive when we walk across this stage in a few minutes. So congratulations to all of you. I'm proud of you all that we made it this far, and good luck in the future. Thank you.
Thank you, Lou, Carol, and Dylan for those words of wisdom and encouragement. I'd also like to recognize Dr. Mindy McCann, the Faculty Council Vice Chair and incoming Chair, who served us today as the university's Flag Marshal. Thank you very much, Mindy. We now move to a very important part of the program today, the introduction of our keynote speaker. We're absolutely delighted to have Dr. Bob Blackburn with us today. Bob is a native Oklahoman, a true superstar in our state for his extensive knowledge of state history. He holds 2 degrees from Oklahoma State. He has distinguished himself as an author and a historical spokesperson to the media. You may have seen him on the History Channel during one of his many appearances. Bob keeps the stories alive of Oklahoma as Executive Director of the Oklahoma Historical Society. The Oklahoma History Center, which sits just across the street from the Capitol in Oklahoma City, is a beautiful and incredible symbol to our great state history. And believe me, it would not be there without Bob Blackburn. He's the guy that worked right and left on it, and now he's working on the OK Pops Museum in Tulsa, and they'll have that too. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome one of our most distinguished and favorite alums, Bob Blackburn.
Well, greetings to all of you. President Hargis, as a member of the OSU family, I'm honored to be here with you, your regents, your staff, your faculty, on this important day. To all of these graduates, to their families, and their friends, congratulations to all of you. I couldn't help but notice as I walked up here on the stage, looking back at the seal, Oklahoma State University, 1890, a time in history that made a difference in all of our lives. And then around it, research, instruction, extension. That was part of my education when I was here. It inspired me. It gave me the skills to go forward with collecting, preserving, and sharing history. And here I am 38 years later, I'm a historian, and in the grand tradition of this land-grant university, my job is to seek new knowledge, to share the lessons I have learned with others, and I think just as importantly, to serve my community. In many ways, through books and exhibits and other means of communication, I connect those dots at times sideways, connecting all of the players on our stage of history who, working together with conditions, with challenges, opportunities, make history. Sometimes I follow those dots through different generations, linking what was with what is. Let me share two stories, both grounded in the 1890s when OSU was created, to illustrate how we can connect the dots of history across and through time. One of my favorite themes that I've used throughout my work is the way that people and communities face challenges and seize opportunities. One woman who faced a succession of challenges based on racism, based on the pigment of her skin, her gender as a woman during her time. This woman was Clara Looper, one of my heroes. This story really begins in the 1890s as Oklahoma Territory is being established. It's a decade when the United States Supreme Court said that the law of the land will allow separating our community based on the pigment in a person's skin. One set of coaches and railroads, churches, neighborhoods, even water fountains for one race, different accommodations for another, at a time when women could not vote. And then in 1907, compounding this, Senate Bill number 1, filed in our legislature when we became a state, would formally adopt a system of segregation of the races. In 1923, at this time, with a low glass ceiling for women, with a lack of justice and opportunity for many people in the African American community, Clara Looper was born in the Old Creek Nation near the all-black town of Grayson that had been established in the 1890s as the descendants of the slaves in the Creek Nation took their allotments and created communities and gave a reason for teachers and bankers and journalists and professionals to come to these communities. She graduated from Langston University, the separate university for people, as they would say at the time, of color. Could not go to any other university or college in the state. But she would graduate, she would serve her community as a teacher. And then in the 1950s, after moving to Oklahoma City, Clara would look at this landscape she was on, this legacy of several generations of discrimination and segregation, and realize that it was wrong, that it was a cancer on society, creating fear and hatred and division, where we were not working together for the common cause. And instead of just observing, she got involved. And in 1958, Clara Looper reorganized the NAACP chapter youth council and says, young people, we can make a difference. Clara Looper and 14 of those young people marched into Katz Drugstore in downtown Oklahoma City in August and sat at the counter. They were not served, they were abused, but they sat there, peaceful resistance. They did not win the battle that day. They did not win that battle that year, but it was the first peaceful sit-in in the entire country before it was used as a tactic throughout the country. By 1964, before the Civil Rights Act, Clara Luper and those kids were still marching into segregated facilities of Oklahoma and making a point, trying to change. For 20 years thereafter, Clara would have a radio show, public programming, provide a voice, pushing back against racism. Will Clarence Nash is another Oklahoman who had challenges, not based on race or gender, but based on hard times, bad luck. Clarence's parents had homesteaded near Watonga in 1892. Clarence would be born in 1904 on that homestead at a time during the golden age of farming. People had been coming to Oklahoma. Railroads were being built, the fastest decade of growth in Oklahoma history, 1900 to 1910. It was booming. Opportunity, hope for the future. Clarence, 5'2", had this musical ability, this special skills. He did not see a future in farming there. He did not see the future. Well, he followed his dream to be a musician. In the 1920s, would travel through the state and then finally the nation, playing his musical instruments. Nothing to go back to on the farm by the early 1930s with the Great Depression, the Dust Bowl, the hard times. Ended up in California, as so many of our relatives did at the time. And he got a job occasionally doing sound effects on the radio, got a job driving a little miniature wagon, a pony, selling ice cream in neighborhoods. And to attract the attention of the kids in the community, he would do animal sounds and sing and play instruments, trying to follow his dream of being in show business. One day he sees a little bungalow in this little town of Burbank, California, where he's driving that wagon. And he notices that they're doing a series of cartoons. He goes in one day and he says, "I do animal sounds. I think I would be perfect for the kind of art you're creating here, for the cinema." And they say, "Well, what can you do?" He says, "Well, I can do all the animals from the farm where I grew up." And they say, "Well, a lot of people can do that. Have you got anything special?" And he tells the story. He had a little billy goat as a kid. And when he would pull the bottle out of the billy goat's mouth, it would make a distinctive sound, and he learned to imitate the sound. And then he could mimic it, and he could talk with that sound. And he says, "I can do Mary Had a Little Lamb in my billy goat voice." And so he did Mary Had a Little Lamb. The man looked at him and says, "Hold on a second," knocks on a door. Another man comes out. And he says, "Do that again." So Clarence Nash from Watonga, Oklahoma, does his billy goat voice, reciting Mary Had a Little Lamb. One man looks to the other and he said, "Walt, I think we've got the voice for our new character, Donald Duck." For 50 years, Clarence Nash would be the voice of Donald Duck, making over 120 shorts and films, speaking to the world, following his dream, dealing with those challenges, seizing opportunities. Well, there are many lessons to be learned in connecting these dots of history, whether going sideways or through time. And that leads me to my obligatory advice to you graduates. In the grand tradition of this land-grant university that we love, you must always seek knowledge through curiosity, critical thinking, and the recognition that just because something is on the internet or said on a cable news network, it is not always the truth. Seek real knowledge. Secondly, also in the grand tradition of our land-grant university, you must be a teacher regardless of your path in life. Share your knowledge. Get involved. Let your voice be heard, especially with your families, and someday your children and your grandchildren, and share with them the lessons, the values that come out of this place, this state, this university, so they will live life filled with integrity and curiosity. Then finally, as we have learned from our beloved OSU family, serve your community. Whether it is volunteering for the food bank, running for political office, or pushing back against hatred, racism, intolerance. Yes, the lessons of history are clear. You will face challenges. There will be opportunities. It is up to you to define the next chapter of your history and connect the dots. Once again, congratulations to all of you. Thank you.
Donald Duck, I didn't know that. That's really neat. I also want to find the right page I'm on. We are very proud to recognize the accomplishments of our graduating seniors today that are receiving honors degrees. OSU confers an honors hood on these students and recognizes their outstanding academic accomplishments. Students receiving honors college degrees are denoted in the program, and I ask that all honors students please stand and be recognized along with Dr. Keith Garbett. These students worked very hard to achieve their honors degree. Please stand. Thank you. In recognition of the outstanding scholastic achievement, it's now our pleasure to recognize the newest members of Phi Kappa Phi who are wearing the distinctive Phi Kappa Phi cords. This honorary scholastic fraternity is reserved to those with an academic ranking that places them in the top 10% of their class. Would the Phi Kappa Phi students please stand? Another significant recognition I'd like to make is with the members of Phi Beta Kappa. Phi Beta Kappa is the nation's oldest and most widely known academic honor society. It is the leading advocate in excellence in the liberal arts and sciences. Only 10% of the national institutions of higher education have a Phi Beta Kappa chapter. OSU has the Gamma chapter here. This is our 5th year to induct students, and we believe the numbers of Phi Beta Kappa members will continue to grow. Would the members of Phi Beta Kappa please stand? Thank you. Among the graduates today, we are privileged to have individuals who have spent long hours training in our reserve officer training programs. These individuals represent the future of the United States military, either on active duty or in the reserves or in the Guard, and will serve as newly commissioned second lieutenants, in the Army or Air Force. For this ceremony, will the newly commissioned lieutenants please stand and be recognized? Thank you for pledging your service to our country. Before we present the candidates for degrees, I would like to ask you to join me in recognizing a very special group of people without whose efforts this graduation would not be possible. I'd like to thank and to ask the faculty of Oklahoma State University to please stand, including our provost, Dr. Gary Sandifer, their leader. We thank each of you for the guidance and wisdom that you've shared with our students. There's one additional group that I would like to recognize and honor today. Would all the mothers please stand so we can wish you a happy Mother's Day? As you have already been admonished, if you're not able to be with your mother this weekend, call her. Don't text her, especially while driving. At this time, we will begin the recognition of our degree candidates by college. As you know, during this morning's program, or today's program, we are recognizing candidates from the College of Arts and Sciences. I want to advise that we have professional photographers taking pictures of each candidate during the ceremonies. At the conclusion of the program, the students will recess to the South Plaza area of Boone Pickens Stadiums, where we invite you to join your graduate. Platforms have been set up, and you can take as many pictures as you like. We do respectfully ask that you not come on the arena floor, and please remember that the last candidate across the stage is every bit as important as the first. Members of our Board of Regents and State Regents will join me in congratulating all the students today, and the deans assist at their college. Students, we ask that once you've completed your graduation walk, please return to your seat and remain seated until the conclusion of the program. You'll be pleased to know that participating in the ceremony today, each of you will receive a print of a watercolor painting of the Edmund Lowe Library done by OSU Professor of Architecture Mo Babisi. Each college has elected an outstanding representative student to lead their college processional and be on stage with their dean. These students and their respective deans will be introduced as we begin the walk. Now I'd like to introduce the Dean of College of Arts and Sciences, Dr. Brett Dedelovitz, and he will be congratulating candidates assisted by Dr. Bruce Crowder. The college's gonfalon was carried by Chelsea Johnson. Chelsea's from Minnesota and is receiving 2 bachelor's degrees in strategic communications and political science. Let's begin our walk.
Chelsea Jean Johnson.
Shelby Daniel.
Julia Louise Whitley.
Megan Marie Ball.
Toby Garner.
Jana Linnell Martin Rogers.
Caitlin Ruth Little.
Emily Renee Steffes.
Paul Stanley Nichols.
Justice Dawn Andrews.
Dakota Taylor Poplin.
Logan Robert Evans.
Caitlin B. Clinton.
Pamela Ann DeHorney.
Robert McCrahy.
Lydia Danielle Blaine.
Joshua Christopher Martin.
Thomas Mark Chapman.
Jessica Danielle Perry.
Angela Brown Scholar.
Brittany N. Schatz.
Alyssa Marie Warman.
Aspen Madden.
Mason Jordan.
Regan Alyssa Rowland.
Avery Elizabeth Brace.
Peyton Nicole Jones.
Austin Clinton Taylor.
Aaron Lee Pierce.
Kendall Lynn Treese.
Elizabeth Schallenberger.
Taylor Marie Robinson.
Trisha Elizabeth Gerlitz.
Madison Brooke Duffy.
Bridget Michelle Farris.
Desiree Martinez.
Melissa Ann Rice.
Alexandra Brett Carter.
Emily Morgan Stewart.
Taylor Ferguson.
Kayla Lynn Blackshare.
Eric Robert Buss.
Cassidy Beepley.
Joshua Bart Murphy.
Kevin Dwayne Jackson.
Cameron Edward Thibodeau.
Brandon Dale Flowers.
Cassidy Ann Hepburn.
Garrett Vaughn McLaurin.
Tanner Scott Muse.
Jessica Farrell Wedge.
Jordan Diane Satterfield.
Ashley Nicole Stein.
Riley Janelle Parker.
Catherine Elizabeth Hessong.
Erica Marie Andrews.
Brian Samuel Atkinson.
Aaron Kyle McCormick.
Reed Herndon.
Amy Lynn Jorgensen.
Michaela Ray Waldrop.
Kaylee Samantha Cook.
Amber Caitlin Ike.
Corey Dean Cuba.
Taylor Chapman.
Casey Elizabeth Ross.
Carly Renee Abbott.
Alexis Nicole Wiles.
Kathleen Hamill Rosebrook.
Jordan Sierra Scully.
Catherine K. Wilson.
Scarlett Joy Rock.
Anne Elizabeth Freeman.
Catherine Elise Woodard.
Sarah Kennett Rothschild.
Elizabeth Grace Duick.
Hannah Louise Baker.
Jordan Galloway.
Emily Ann Thomas.
Kayla Crawford.
Kelsey Ann Albertson.
Monica Vong.
William Dean Ross.
Mariah Renee Nackey.
Kelly Nicole Douglas.
Courtney Ann Hartman.
Morgan Gabrielle McGrew.
Brittany Nicole Bradshaw.
Amy Catherine Anderson.
Amber Nicole Mitchell.
Emily Ann Othier.
Felicia Dana Trundle.
Marissa Ashley Moore.
Xavier Oscar Bernadette.
Bashira A. Reed.
Rilla Jean Adele Stone.
Jordan Heath Fleming.
Christian R. Eves.
Kayla Jean Marie Harvey.
Erica Nicole Schecker.
Peyton Ray Walters.
Aaron Paul Sharp.
Brandy Lynn Connolly.
Caitlin Ann Gildenblatt.
Marissa Elizabeth Taglieri.
Jared Charles Hinch.
Sarah Ann West.
Jeremy Allen Freeman.
Sabrina Diane Klinkenbeard.
Kayla Nicole Cook.
Ashley Nicole Chance.
Courtney Alexandra Cook.
Erin Lorraine Ratliff.
Bailey Ann Pugh.
Gina Lee McNally.
Cody Drew Cole.
Jordan L. Mahoney.
Chelsea Luvon Murphy.
Brett A. Asher.
Christina Delane Baker.
Cameron Hale Moist.
Joshua Ryan Hanna.
Samuel Victor Grubenhoff.
Sierra Nicole Winrow.
Riley Jefferson Medill.
Henry Victorino Villegas.
Nathan Scott Ruiz.
Michaela Grace Musado.
John Parker.
Madeline Josephine Simpson.
Dorian Jarrell Tate.
Torrin Matthew Granger.
Chandler M. Vessels.
Bradley Mark Smiling.
Kurt Daniel St. Ice.
Natasha Gwendolyn Ann Norman.
Blair Elizabeth Bouvard.
Laurel Danae Hennigan.
Latasha Nicole Rudder.
Lauren Mackenzie Fletcher.
Samuel Webb Woodward.
Cole Edward Thornton.
Kysee Marie Zelenko.
Ryan Mitchell Parker.
Tara Laughlin.
Brandon Scott Schmitz.
Adam James Frost.
Dylan Lester Cox.
Sierra Rain Toma.
Philip Cade Kinsey.
Matthew Evan Taylor.
Kyle Samuel Persons.
Colton Douglas Martin.
Crystal Anjanette Cole.
Joseph Matthew Klein.
Mary C. Tidwell.
Bailey J. Ramos.
Samantha Dawn Glass.
Nayila Gutierrez.
Bailey Elise Thompson.
Corey Stevens.
Sarah Elizabeth Arms.
Chrissy May Dantilo.
Emma Lou Sokovity.
Sydney Derrickson.
Jamie Lee Goolsby.
Justin Chance Bowen.
Michelle Charisse Holman.
Bailey Ray Allen.
Whitney Grace Kinder.
Madeline Yvonne Meister.
Thomas Brent Ayers.
Kristen Michelle Hayden.
Madeline Seals Oaks.
Ashley Jean Simonson.
Amy Lauren Jen.
Link Zhang.
Austin Cheyenne Ivan.
Chandler Michael Dawson.
Amelia Elaine Henderson.
Vincent Francis Barron Casa.
Riley Kim Carter.
Taryn Anastasia Martin.
Allison Lynn Sanzon.
Zachary Fowler.
Tara L. Branson.
Ishani Ketan Patel.
Taylor Maine Pearl Brooks.
Thomas Wayne Wiseman.
Jason Indubi Ikona.
Jackson Alexander Wilson.
Hong Sung Kwak.
Catherine Ann Steppel.
Allison Gail Loper.
Kelsey Morgan Jones.
Michelle Rose McLean.
Matresa Dawn Kennedy.
Mallory Elise Fuchs.
Patrick Ryan Martin.
Jessica Christine Brandt.
Alex Odrea Ocoats.
Corey Mark Hembry.
Christina Marie Liana.
Thomas William Carlson.
Holly Ann Rosenberg.
Mitchell W. Wells.
Augustina Gonzalez.
Riley Jacob Minhinnett.
Kayla Ann Ratliff.
Elijah Cyclist Topelski.
McKenna Leslie Kennard.
Alexander L. Bulwark.
Kirsten Taylor Beignet.
Lori Nicole Madeline.
Rachel Olivia McKean.
Justin Mackay Tom.
Crystal Yvette Dominguez.
Carson Murphy O'Neill.
Shannon Elaine Henderson.
James Allen Waters.
Nuria Martinez Keel.
Matthew Thomas Falcon.
Cheryl Lynn Steiniger.
Charles Alexander Newton.
Nicolette Ray Penner.
Matthew James Stapleton.
Sarah Jane Johnson.
Corey Kemp.
Bailey Ann Overstreet.
Susanna Grace Boomer.
Mary Claire O'Brien.
Zachary Lynn Moore.
Victoria Louise Dodge.
Zachary Dalton Harris.
Marcia Gulvanza.
Jeremy Joseph Atkinson.
Jacqueline Zane Smith.
Timothy Robert Allen.
Savannah Fleming Long.
Benjamin Matthew Miles.
Matthew Neiman.
Olivia Drew Karim.
Cody Joe Knight.
Leslie Suzanne Coates.
Jason Andrew Montez.
Sabrina Irene Farias.
Sydney Aaron Hallenbeck.
Ryan Michael Overfield.
Ingrid Rochelle Williams.
Susan Gwynn Pham.
Sean M. Gibson.
Titus Thompson.
Michael Becora.
Jimmy John Dickinson.
David Cecil Brandley.
Tiffany Amanda Shaw.
Cameron Todd McCombs.
Hayden Matthew Ives.
Mitchell Dean Meyer.
Jansen Isaac Radford.
Bryce Kumar Sakar.
Michael Austin Wilson.
Brittany Kathleen Bryan.
Brandon D. Pertile.
Seth Allen Nichter.
Kelsey Aaron Brass.
Cassandra Roach.
John Wayne Pickard.
Devin Christopher Grubb.
Kevin Ariel Varela.
Carrie Allison Colwell.
Ignacio Jr. Scaliavirla.
Kyle Nolan.
Andrew Quint Whitefield.
Drake Roland Stafford.
John Ryan Flassbowler.
Raymond Charles Vile.
Gage Martin Luis.
Matthew Fisher Bryant.
Mark L. May.
Chase Thomas Campman.
Alonzo Cortez Johnson Jr.
Cortland Irene Ivy.
Kayleen Ariane Negron.
Douglas Wilson Rodwell III.
Catherine Teresa Kinast.
Kenneth Arthur Preston.
Jessica Guadalupe Arteaga.
Aubrey Sloan Bolen.
Jordan Danielle Graham.
Jasmine Thomas.
Sarah Nicole Penley.
Jenny Lou Ann Zachary.
Zuri May Holder.
Brooke Lynn Wayman.
Shannon K. Bachner.
Amanda M. Hayes.
Jacqueline Ray Lynn.
Garrett Wayne Billen.
Angelina Rindlin Ingalls.
Jennifer Kim Wynn.
Marlee Chloe Taylor.
Sarah Jane Kaler.
Matthew Brian Trudell.
Ashley Renee Collier.
Chia Hao Ki.
Lauren M. Harp.
Maddie K. Stewart.
Rachel Jan Jackson.
Paige Elizabeth Hess.
Kennedy K. Mackey.
Logan Logan Marie Butler.
William Christopher Neely.
Micah Ayako Ryan.
Sean Pogue.
Justin Grace Scott.
Joshua Michael Andrew Bedell.
Rachel Adair West.
Richard Eugene Miller III.
Hannah Christine Speziale.
Christina Arcelowitz.
Haley Brooke Hedges.
Reagan Noel Francisco.
Lacey Marie Hargrove.
Micah Ryan Morgan.
Kelsey Nicole Lee.
Nicholas Blaine Studebaker.
Casey Eileen Cuevas.
Ramula Enrique Jimenez.
Brianna Coates.
Dalton Jet Cooper.
Stephen J. Foster.
John William Waken.
Austin Charles Gunter.
Courtney Jade Thomas.
Abigail Taylor Franklin.
Cole Anthony Hatchell.
Brandy Michelle Kennicott.
Andrew Corbett.
Jessica Matthews.
Ethan Michael Wilson.
Scott Thomas Brown.
Tyler Emerson Tandy.
William Anderson Davis.
Tanner Nathaniel Linden.
Joshua Anthony DeWitt.
Claiborne Wesley Fitzgerald.
Cale Stephen Hayek.
Spencer A. Harris.
Evan Thomas Kiley.
Timothy G. Fleener.
Haley Elizabeth Whitlock.
Ian Rusthoven.
Sydney Devon Ford.
Keith Crawford.
Quincy Ann Metcalf.
Nicholas Sandella.
Sayer Ann Patch.
Connor Michael Adams.
Samantha Nicole Simmer.
Adam Christopher Lynn.
Grant Carlson Yoder.
Julia May Seelock.
Nathaniel David Belt.
Sarah Elizabeth Eddings.
Connor Blaine Rutherford.
Devin Brianne Post.
Hannah Rebecca Sanders.
Jackie Lynn Terrell.
Stephen Elliott Tinker.
Rebecca Ann Steger.
John Robert Parker.
Austin Patrick Jones.
Stephen Franklin Wolf.
Mark William Bagazinski.
Jace Matthew Thurman.
Liz Colson.
Abby Rigsby.
Paige Lee McKenzie.
Ryan Matthew Oakes.
Meredith Ann Messerly.
Ridge Cooper Howell.
Taylor Shea Fowler.
Kylie Suzanne Castillo.
Daniel Patrick.
Rebecca Clay Roebuck.
Caitlin Cornish.
Julia Catherine Benbrook.
Sarah Bales.
Allison Page Hill.
Tyler Davis.
Luke Gaston Spencer.
Daniel Joseph Oliver.
Jeremy Sharon.
Catherine Ann Zurilla.
Aaron L. Hale.
Eric Kenneth Burton.
James Everett LeBlanc.
Colin Alexander Ellis.
Hannah Marie Pitts. Jackson Lee Nail.
Ted Trong.
Jacob Nathaniel Junker.
Mark Edmund Travis II.
Meredith Marie Lucas.
Joshua Blake Midgley.
Danielle Taylor.
Dylan Parker Jones.
Bowman Scott Vowell.
Samantha Marie Collier Jones.
Matthew Ray Valdez.
Nikolai Niedershow.
Jacob Samuel Cunningham.
Kayla Christine Hagan.
Jack Vernon Powers.
Alexis Ann Birdsong.
Nicole R. Kammerlocker.
Skylar Blaine Wessner.
Lisa Roselle Meldrum.
Laura Jo Davis.
Brooke Ashley Pennington.
Jacob Allen Ward.
Termaka Lauren Towns.
Jeffrey Gray Denton.
Joshua Michael Argraves.
River Anthony Hill.
Austin J. Mendel.
Emily Lenore Brennan.
Dylan C. Sparks.
Tara Lynn Cook.
Cody T. Mathai.
Allison Tenney Young.
Emily S. Silcox.
Sarah Ruby Danae Hill.
Kristen E. Hawks.
Rachel Sidney Lachlan.
Jackson Douglas Kirkley.
Megan Janelle Posey.
John Preston Collison.
Tiffany Renee Gebhardt.
Armando Castilla Jr.
Sydney LaDawn Hill.
Jack Bradley Burt.
AdronjaTheBomb.com where?
Justin Cody Frost.
Haley Nicole Acuna.
Andrea Navarro.
Shelby L. Brady.
Misty D. Royale.
Kevin Wayne Wiley.
Kylie Marie Gower.
Kaylee Alice Watson.
Sierra Reggie Storer.
Lauren Ruth Hall.
Addison Townsley Plank.
Caroline Noel Swanson.
Madeleine Claire Taliaferro.
Hannah Joanne Stumpf.
Jordan Elizabeth Glover.
Jennifer Paige Barnett.
Mary Carolyn Reichard.
Natalia Marie Suarez.
Kennedy Page Logan.
Crystal Marie Espinal.
Isabel Manzano.
Catherine Marie Nelson.
Sierra Dawn Korb.
Kylie Marie Hain.
Cassidy Jordan Williams.
Kelsey Renee Trask.
Corinne Melissa Simpson.
Jessica Lynn Blodgett.
Joshua Ray Wagner.
Brittany Lee Dynan.
Jacoby Ezekiel Campbell.
Samantha N. Roche.
Gabrielle Dominique Cornish.
Dylan Patrick Walker.
Charles Bell Jr.
Frank Isminger.
Jaleesa Dion Harrison.
Josephine Zoraida Murmurin.
Maxwell H. Gross.
Hayden Brent Beeson.
Matthew Anthony McGann.
Ryan Voss.
Lucas Christopher Messina.
Christian Taylor Clinton.
Brianna Nicole Dossett.
Natalie Shea Braden.
Meredith Haley McGuire.
Andrew Shimkus.
Nicholas Brian Skidmore.
Zachary Xavier Frick.
John David Irvin Langham.
Philip James Mole.
Jordan Taylor Bland.
Rachel Ann Schooley.
Harold Tyler Segerman.
Catherine Jane Keary.
Stephen Luke Ballinger.
Kelsey Louise Landreth.
Ryan W. Lee.
Kristen Michelle Zacharias.
Lauren McKay Smith.
Kelsey Danielle Bridges.
Andrew Brian Burnett.
Megan Nicole Locke.
Emily Ann Ferris.
Bethany Joe Howard.
Chanley Ann Cressup.
Kara Michelle Greenwell.
Logan Arthur Friery.
Allison Mackenzie McMurrin.
Cameron Elliott Osborne.
Haley Nicole Hammock.
Ashley Lorraine Cox.
Katie S. Boschers.
Allison A. Friedel.
Amberly Dawn Carter.
Lauren E. Wright.
Whitney Nicole Humphrey.
James Robinson.
Diana Catherine Gibran.
Dennis Franklin Bond III.
Anna Maria Davis.
Marcus Vinicius Andreo Gibletti.
Micah Taylor Moore.
Alex George Derville.
Rebecca Suzanne Birdwell.
Christopher Lee Larry.
Alyssa Hope Williams.
James Kyle S. Miller.
Haley Dean Stevens.
Aaron Riley.
Maddie Rainwater.
Jacob Daniel Weiss.
Jennifer Ann Gardella.
Ty Allen Blakely.
Samantha Blair Brush.
Erin Elizabeth Unger.
Nicole Beth Groves.
Abigail Faye Hobbs.
Alexis Nicole Goad.
Catherine Lee Cuban.
Brendan Eugene Adams.
Haley Brianne Atkins.
Max Richard Vowell II.
Philip Peter Boyne.
Kelsey Nicole Martin.
Samuel J. Shook.
Scott Graham Campbell.
James Chandler Addison Lee.
Hayden Scott Anderson.
Laurel Barton.
Cullen Isaac Wright.
Ashton Carolyn Patton.
Sarah Elizabeth Pound.
Catherine Elliott Dunham.
Madison Delaney Goad.
Miranda Michelle Simon.
Chloe Elizabeth Pointer.
James Bennett Pearson Jr.
Norlisa Nicole Humphrey.
Catherine Elizabeth Bennett.
Terrence Jermaine Hockless.
Bianca Josephine Martucci Fink.
Rihanna Ford.
Cassidy Wickersham.
Jeffrey Dylan Scott Brum.
Vincent Rankin.
Leah Rose Philpott.
Derek Bradley Huddleston.
Clara Irene Emery.
Kevin Andrew Green.
Jenna Beth Trissell.
Nathan Giovanni Stevens.
Emily Ann Nebo.
Austin Page Smith.
Alyssa Nicole Nebo.
Marla Eichard.
Rachel Renee Pack.
Miranda Valerie Reed.
Hannah Raquel Green.
Dalton Kyle Hansen.
Emily Alice Beeman.
Mitchell James Liebert.
Courtney Taylor Bone.
Jake Austin Niskanen.
Kelsey Marie Province Kelly.
Hannah Nicole Mans.
K-Bow Lore.
Karishma Gupta.
Eamon Amire.
Megan Lauren Barnett.
Raisa Inselmin.
Zachary Wiseman Vickers.
Katie M. Clayton.
Morgan Caleb Youngblood.
Hannah DeKatie Johnson.
Nathan Alonzo Amos.
Sunny D. Heron.
Adam Christopher Corcoran.
Becca Walters.
Keelan Isaiah Oliphant.
Caitlin Lanisha Gilbert.
Portia Nashay Robinson.
Sundari Michelle Etheridge.
Broderick William Malloy.
Abigail Marie McFadden.
James Hamilton Carson.
Joshua Ryan Harden.
Cameron Glenn Richardson.
Niles Benjamin Foster.
Danielle Jonathan Smola.
Nathaniel James Cole McGee.
Hunter Mackenzie Davenport.
David J. Mays.
Justin Paul Kiewit.
Sydney Austin Ricketts.
Megan Marie Williams.
Faithful Elizabeth Williams.
Callan Elaine Maxwell.
Amanda Lorena Sheridan.
Catherine Claire Miles.
Riley P. Swanson.
Hannah Briquet Masoner.
Samantha Renee Garner.
Marquila Tonise Witherspoon.
Catherine Amelia Tipton.
Michaela Boyd.
Kelsey Leanne Jarlim.
Chantel Leslie Brown.
Tiffany Nicole Nicholson.
Taylor Elizabeth McClellan.
Kaylin Brittany Kerner Arishad. Or Jill.
Naila Abdul Alaziz.
Connor Lynn Brown.
Jessica Taylor Rule.
Sierra Paikey.
Tamaha Rodemeister.
Amy Lynn Bledsoe.
Owen Thornton, Jr.
Kaylin Michelle Chillog.
Adrian Clary Horner.
Dakota Dylan Bear Jones.
Alina Rosinski.
Wade G. Bell.
Sius Shreen Chung.
Sydney Lauren Ironside.
Bonnie Ewan.
Molly Kate Richardson.
Rebecca Leanne Smith.
Holly Christina Heckman.
Stacy Lauren Hamilton.
Rebecca Kathleen Sanders. Jana Gay Hadwiger. Carlos Andreas Erazo. Jeremy Lee. David Tay Hewan Lim. George Francis Knapp. Cullen Dean DeVore. Amanda K. Demek-Awitz. Paige Nicole Martin. This concludes our recognition of today's graduates of the College of Arts and Sciences.
Are you ready? Would all the candidates please rise? On the recommendation of the respective faculties and the deans of the colleges, and with the approval of the Board of Regents of Oklahoma State University and the State Regents for Higher Education, it is my privilege, as President of Oklahoma State University, to confer upon each of you the degree for which you have been recommended, and to invest you with all the rights, honors, privileges, and obligations pertaining thereto. Congratulations. Move your tassel to the left side. I hope you know how proud we are of you and your accomplishments, and I hope you will remain true to your alma mater. Come back to campus whenever you can. Always bring money and wear bright orange every chance you get. As new alumni, may the words which you're about to sing take on a very special and lasting meaning for you as we join in the singing of our alma mater led by Grant Harper.
Proud and immortal, bright shines your name. Oklahoma State, we herald your fame. Ever you'll find us loyal and true to our alma mater, OSU.
Thank you for coming to OSU's 135th Commencement, the student recessional, which will be after the platform party and faculty recess, will take them to the outside of Boone Pickens Stadium on the South Plaza. That's that way. Family and friends, we encourage you to join your graduates outside as we make room for the incoming crowd of the next program. Congratulations, everybody. Remember Mother's Day, and go Pokes!